Are you struggling to grow your personal brand? You want to make more money, transform more people's lives, and make a bigger impact, but you have no idea how to grow? And most importantly, you're not making any money? Well, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode because I'm going to break down the entire blueprint. If I had to start from zero and get to 100,000 followers and make $1 million in 12 months, exactly what I would do. I'm excited for today because obviously we all came. I'm not an idiot. I know you guys came here for Brad, right? I know you guys came here for Brad, but my goal is to make you fall in love with me today. Came here for Brad Lee, you're gonna fall in love with me. I wanna give you guys so much tactical value, like step-by-step stuff, that you guys can walk away and start taking action and start growing your, whatever it is. Whether you wanna grow your personal brand, coaching business, whatever, your advertising agency. I wanna give you guys like tangible and actionable items so that you guys can walk away from today with some stuff. Presentation, bam. All right, so this is the 10 things that I would do if I had to start from scratch and build a personal brand over 100,000 followers and turn those followers into $1 million in the next 12 months. I want to talk about like condensing time, right? Because when we look at, Brad's videos from 8 years ago, like I want to help you guys get there faster. I would rather it not take 8 years for you guys. And if I can give you guys something today where I can expedite the process and make that like process happen over the next 12 months, I would love that. And so I want to give you guys tangible and actionable items. I'm not just going to talk about how to grow a social media following. I'm also going to talk about how to make money from that social media following because that's what I'm good at. So today we're going to cover why it's important, what I'm known for, what's my specialty, who are my competitors. I'm going to teach you guys how to turn your Instagram into a money-making machine. I'm going to talk about starting a podcast, talking about how to hire a videographer and batch your content, talk about imitating 50%, creating 50%, committing to 2 times a day for 365 days, and to look at the data of anyone that you look up to. But first, who am I and why should you care? My story started out when this was the trailer park that I lived in. I was struggling with a drug addiction 11 years ago. It was to the point where I was nightclub bartending. I was the guy that you guys see on screen right there, on top of the bars, just getting absolutely blasted 4 nights a week. I thought I was pretty hot. It was actually pretty good. I didn't do any drugs until one time I did. And the first time I did hard drugs, I was instantly hooked. And then it turned into like once a weekend to twice a weekend to Thursday, Friday, Saturday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to then I was just doing it for 6 months straight and I basically lost everything. I lost, I got my car repossessed, got kicked out of my house. I was getting fired from multiple jobs. I was like rock bottom. And so that was 11 years ago. And I remember when I was a kid, like I always wanted to do something big. Like I always like had this like delusional belief. Even when I was younger, I was like, I'm gonna be like remarkable. I'm gonna do something that's big. I just didn't know what that was. And so I kind of got lost in that like partying scene where I just got, sucked under the nightlife. But hitting rock bottom for me, I was like, yo, I lost everything and now I'm free to do anything, which is a Fight Club quote. Once you've lost everything, you're free to do anything. So at rock bottom, what I did, I told you guys yesterday, is I started working on a vision for myself, all right? And this is where all of you guys are. You guys aren't rock bottom, but like today I want you guys to start thinking about the vision. Like where do you guys want to be in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 years? So for me, recovering from my addiction, just working out every single day, I wrote this vision. I was like, I want to be a fitness competitor. I want to win fitness competitions. I want to make millions of dollars online. I want to run a successful online coaching company. I want to be a positive influence. I want to have a beautiful wife. I want to be a strong role model for my kids. These were all the things that I wrote down. And at the time it seemed crazy because I was an addict, but I was just deluding myself every day, just reading this thing, being like, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make this happen. And so after I got clean, it was like 4 months of me basically getting clean. I started setting goals. And the first goal that I had was to do a fitness competition. So this was one of the fitness competitions that I did. And I just made a decision. I was like, I'm not gonna be a loser anymore. I'm gonna be a winner. I didn't know I didn't know what that meant, but I knew that I could control my fitness. I also think that if you're not on top of your fitness journey right now, like this is an invitation to get on top of it because when you're more fit, you're more energetic, you're more confident, you make more money. And so I got on top of my fitness and I started doing fitness competitions. And when I started looking like that, people would come up to me in the bar and they're like, dude, like, what are you eating? And I would just tell them at first, I'd like give them like my advice. And then I actually had a guy come up to me and he's like, how much would I have to pay you to do me a meal plan? I was like, I don't do that. He's like, well, I want it. So how much would I have to pay you? And I'm like working behind the bar and I was like, $200? He's like, done. So the next day he comes in with $200 in cash. He gives it to me. He's like, here you go. I was like, holy, I'm rich. But I remember that feeling of being like, this is like, oh my God. So I went, I was actually still getting paid salary. I was getting paid $50K a year. I went into the back office when I was a manager and I was like getting paid salary, working on the meal plan. I was like, I'm a gangster. But I gave them the $200 meal plan, and that was the starting point for me. And I was like, yo, I can turn this into a business. So I started with social media. Now, I didn't know how to post on social media at first, but I'm gonna tell you guys like one thing that I want you guys to write down right now: be consistent. Be consistent, dude. Even though I had no idea what to do on social media, even though like I had no idea what to post, I had no idea what content to post, I had no idea how to like show up, I was just consistent. So every day, 7 days a week, I posted on my Instagram. I showed you this at dinner. And my content wasn't doing very well, dude. Like, it wasn't. But I knew that if I just got consistent, eventually I would break through. And I was doing everything at first. Like, I would follow, like back in the day, there was like follow rules. So I'd follow 100 people per hour, and then 10 of those people would follow me back, and then I'd unfollow anyone that didn't follow me. And I was doing that on the hour, every hour, 7 days a week. I was relentless. So that mentality, I started signing online coaching clients. It was, slow at first. I ended up building the business to $10,000 per month from my own coaching business. Once I started building the business to $10,000 a month, my friends started asking me, they're like, bro, how the, like, I was like traveling to Bali, Australia, I was going all these places, like taking selfies, like by the beach. And my friends are all working in the gym as personal trainers. So my homies started DMing me and they're like, dude, like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I have no idea how to teach you, but like, if you want to work with me, I'll teach you exactly what I did. And so that's how I built my business. So I started hiring my friends and training my friends to basically work in the business with me. And I would take a percentage of their income. It was 20%, which was stupid, but whatever. So I had 10 trainers. We were doing $50,000 a month. And even though the business was making a lot of money, I wasn't making a lot of money because I didn't know how to run a business, because literally 4 years ago, I was sleeping on a trailer. So I'm literally trying to figure out how to build a business while training my trainers, while training my clients. It was a nightmare. So eventually I got to the point where I was like, why don't I just teach other people how to do what I did? It's like, I built my business to 50K a month. Why don't I just teach other people? So I folded my entire fitness business in 2019, and I started business coaching for personal trainers. And I basically was teaching personal trainers how to use social media to generate leads, book calls, make sales, etc. When I started, and this is where you guys are at right now, when I started business coaching for personal trainers, I made the decision, I was like, I'm gonna be the best in the game. I'm gonna be the number one in my industry. Number one. I made the decision from day one. I was like, I'm not just gonna do something, I like to win. And so when I do fitness competitions, I wanna win. When I'm in business, I wanna win. I basically fired all my clients, all my fitness clients. I gave them all to my coaches, and I was like, peace. I didn't know how to sell a business, so I was just like, I'm done with this. See you later. Wipe my hands of it. I made the decision from day one I wanted to win. And one of the decisions from winning that I decided I wanted to do was to start a podcast. I wanted to start a podcast. So, started a podcast, and in the last, I'm gonna talk about how I did this, but this is 2024. We've had 3 million downloads. Last 30 days, we have 81,000 downloads. This year, we have had 300,000 downloads. I do 5 podcast episodes a week, every single week, and I never miss. And the podcast, I personally need to level up my video game. So after being here, I'm like, I'm gonna start posting my podcast on YouTube, dude. Because this is just from Apple and Spotify. So I'm like, if I started posting those on YouTube, they pop. And my friends have been telling me that forever, but that's besides the point. We're not talking about that. But just from this, dude, just from this, I'm gonna show you guys some crazy stats from what the podcast did to my business. Like, this blew my business up. Like, this took me from like a mom and pop shop to like now I'm speaking on Brad's stage. Like, it was the podcast. The podcast got me the clients, it built the reputation, it built the brand, it got people to get to trust me. Somebody would find me from an Instagram reel, and then they'd see that I'd have a podcast. They'd start consuming some of my episodes, and by the 10th episode, they send me a DM. They're like, how do I work with you? I didn't do. They just listen to the episodes that I pre-recorded, and they're up on the app, and that's it. So this is my Instagram following. I started this account 26 months ago, and we built it from 0 to 171,000. I think we're at 172 now. Made 1,900 posts, and this was my Stripe from the first 9 days of the month, 445K. I'm not showing you guys that to flex, but I just want to show you guys what can happen with a personal brand. All right, so cool. All right, that's enough about me. I'm not going to give you guys any fluff in this presentation. I literally want to make this like super valuable for you, and my goal is that you leave and you actually start doing something with this information. So first things first, why is this important? Why is it important for you guys to build a personal brand? Right? For you guys, we've got enough information online, and you don't need new information, you need new motivation. You bought a seat at the table today. Why? A lot of you guys aren't even posting, but you're here. What's the reason? Right? Like, why are you actually here? What brought you to this event today? Like, you need to understand your primary motivating factor and like what made you actually make the decision to purchase a ticket. Maybe you just wanted to hang out with Brad. Cool. This is gonna be useless for you. Maybe you actually do want to build a personal brand and you actually do want to be one of those guys. I talked to you yesterday, but then I go to your Instagram, you made 57 posts and I roasted you. I was like, what do you mean you made 57 posts, dude? I was like, I made that last week. Like, we need to understand our why. And unless you understand your primary motivating factor, you will fall victim to impatience because it's hard. Like when I called you up yesterday, it's hard to speak on camera. So unless you know why you're doing it, when it gets hard, which it will be, when it gets uncomfortable, which it will be, when you're trying to do these videos and you sound like an idiot, which you will, you won't do the work. Unless you know your why, you're not gonna do the work. I know my why. And so when I was an addict, my rock bottom moment, when I remember I just got fired from my nightclub job. I came back, I was living in my grandma's house in her trailer, and I remember walking into the trailer park and I was still drunk. And I walk in, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and she's sitting in this chair, waiting for me to come home. She always did. And I looked at her, and I remember this is after getting fired from multiple jobs, and I remember looking at her, and she was just up there waiting for me. I remember looking at her, and I just couldn't even look her in the eyes. I just burst into tears, and I just collapsed on the couch. And instead of judging me or asking me what I did wrong, she just went into the room, she grabbed a Bible, she came back to the couch, she held my hand, and she cried with me, and she just read me the Bible. I get chills thinking about that, man. But in that moment, I was like, I don't know what your guys' beliefs is, and I'm not gonna shove you. I believe in a higher power. In that moment, I'm like, God's giving me another chance. The universe is giving me another chance. The higher power is giving me another chance. And I was like, I'm not gonna let this woman die without seeing my greatness. I was like, she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. So when I was overcoming my addiction and it was hard and every day I wanted to quit, I would just think about her. That was my why. That was also my why for building my business, because she, up until I got rich, was working for somebody else her whole life. She was 65, 70 years old. My grandpa actually just passed. And she was working $20 an hour jobs, dropping off newspapers. And I was like, I'm not gonna let my grandma die doing this. I'm like, and my family doesn't come for money. We live in the trailer park. So I'm like, if I don't make this happen, it's not happening at all. That was my motivating factor. What's yours? That's one side of it. I'm also competitive. And I just wanna win. I like driving my Lamborghini to the gas station and having 17-year-old kids be like, oh my God, I like your car. And then I get out and I'm like, you could do it too, dude. You could do it too. Or having little kids come up to me when I'm going up for food and they're like, your car is crazy. I'm like, you want to start it? They're like, holy. Their parents are taking videos of their kids starting the car. I always joke with Kirsten too. I'm like, imagine if I had a minivan, dude. I just roll up to Edo, Japan, and kids like, nice minivan. I'm like, you want to get in? They'd be like, what the f-? But with the Lamborghini, they're like, get in the car, dude, get in. But dude, that's what gets me going. Number one, I know why they're doing it because of my grandma. Number two, I just like money. I like winning. I like succeeding. I like being successful. I've admitted that to myself. That's my why. What's yours? Do you actually know why you are here? And you obviously bought a ticket because you want to build a personal brand, but why? Why? Why is this important to you? Why do you want to do this? Do you have a family counting on you? Do you have family that's waiting for you to step into your power so you can show them what's possible? Even for me, my little sister, she has 3 kids. And my whole family has toxic habits, dude. My whole family doesn't eat well. They believe that, money doesn't grow on trees and all this stuff. And so for me, as the oldest of my brothers and sisters, I was able to provide an example for my sister. She's lost 50 pounds. She's taking her kids to the gym now. She's actually in Kirsten's program. She's doing amazing things. That's cool for me. I'm gonna keep crushing it because I know that she's looking at me. What's your why? Do you have kids looking up to you that are counting on you to lead the example? Right? Do you have a significant other that you want to retire, that you want to take care of? You don't want to watch your significant other drive to work every day? Because dude, a personal brand will change your life forever. I'm not just changing my life. I send my grandma thousands of dollars every month. I bought her a house. I pay for her car. My wife never has to worry about anything. Our daughter never has to worry about anything. All because of personal brand. Maybe you're sick of being a nobody on social media. Maybe that's you. You're like, I don't want to be a nobody anymore. I'm sick of posting and nobody seeing maybe you got something to prove. There's people in your life that have doubted you. Maybe it's family, friends. There's something that you need to prove to somebody. Maybe you just want to be the best. I just want to be the best. Came for Brad Lee, fall in love with me. That's the goal, bro. That's my mantra with life. I'm coming for Gary Vaynerchuk. I want to be the best. Maybe it's financial freedom, but why? Let's take a couple minutes. I want you to clearly define your why. Why is this important to you? Let's hear from you. Who wants to share? Go ahead, brother.
It's always been to be the person my grandpa always knew I could be. He was my biggest supporter, and then when he passed away, that kind of kept me driving the whole time. And kind of retired my parents, they've always had small businesses with their asses off, but not in a smart way. So there's numerous, and then kind of help younger version of myself.
What's the most powerful one?
My grandpa.
My grandpa.
Yeah.
So every time you want to quit, I want you to imagine him like whispering on your shoulder.
Tattoo on my day passed away and stuff. So.
That's it, bro. I got my grandma's tattoo. Got her name tattooed on my wrist too, and that's her middle name, right there, and then a rose to represent.
That's what kept me going through every day. So.
I like that, bro. That's powerful. I believe you. Who else wants to share? Oh, that's powerful. I want to take my family dynasty to the next level. That's responsibility. Are you prepared to wear that crown? Crown is heavy for a king, bro. I like that. I like that. Who else? Go ahead, Greg.
I'm building generational wealth for my grandkids. A legacy for myself, something that my grandkids could look at someday and be proud of.
Boom. Do you have grandkids right now? What's one of their names? Malia and Maya. So the next time you don't post on social media, I want you to imagine looking Malia and Maya in the eyes and being like, sorry, I don't have it in me. That's why, right? Sorry, Grandpa is tired today. Grandpa can't post. And so you don't get what you want. I can't give it to you. You get it? That's why. What's your why?
Create mental, financial, and spiritual freedom for myself, my kids, my parents, my siblings, and everyone else that's looking for that solution.
I love that. Who else wants to share?
Live up to my potential, one thing, and then two would be to retire my mother.
I think 2 should be number 1.
And she's the hardest working woman ever. She's probably got my work ethic.
Mm.
She's the first one to show up, work the corporate ladder all the way to the top, and then got flicked off the top, and now she never saved any money, never did anything. So one day, I'll be taking care of her for sure.
You say one day?
Well, I do give her money now, but she's all right now. So.
Yeah.
But something wrong, health scares, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So.
Yeah, that's powerful. Same thing, bro. Every time you imagine quitting, I just want you to think about her face. Are you posting on social media right now?
Nope.
Exactly. So then when you leave this event, if you don't post on social media, you're literally spitting on your mom's dreams on that retirement plan. That's what I play, bro. Anytime I think about not posting, I imagine looking at Kirsten being like, sorry, I can't afford the house. Or looking at my 16-year-old daughter and be like, sorry, I can't buy you the car. Daddy quit. That's a different level. Anybody else?
Needed new motivation. I'm tired of being in debt. And just financial security for the most part.
So I want every single one of you guys to leave today and get clear on your why. What about you? What's your name? You? Yeah? What's your why? Why are you here? Yeah. Do you not want to work for somebody else? That's a good reason why. So every time, are you posting on social media consistently right now? So every time you don't post on social media, I want you to imagine going to work for somebody else for $20 an hour. That's why, right? Unless you're clear on your why, dude, you're just not going to do the work. So when you know what you want, that's a motivating factor, but I'm also motivated by what I don't want. Like the reason that I get up at 3:30 in the morning every single morning and I do a morning ritual is because I imagine myself going back to being a drug addict. I'm like, I never want to go back to that. I never want to be that person, so that's what keeps me motivated. Does this make sense? You got to know your why.
So the more you talk, I think also I realize that I have 2 boys, I'm gonna have a third one. I want them to look up to me. I want to be there here as long as I can.
Boom. I love that. Dude, that gives me chills because I'm the exact same. My business partner Cole's watching, and he's the exact same. He's by the way, the content mastery course, me and Cole are giving it away. He's a big part of that. But he's got a son, his name's Cade, he's 1 year old. And like last week we threw an event and Cade's on stage with us, like taking photos with me and Cole. Like Cade's, he's his dad's hero, right? I love that. All right, cool. So second thing, so once we know our why, the second question we need to ask ourselves is what do we want to be known for? What do we want to be known for? See, the thing is, a lot of us in this room, we're nobodies, including myself. I view myself as a nobody. And so for me, just going on and giving general business advice, like if I give general business advice, a lot of you guys are like turbo millionaires. You're more rich than I am. So I'm trying to give you business advice. You're like, yeah, right, buddy. Like, I know what I'm doing, relax. So I don't try to give general business advice because I'm not everything to everybody. You got to pick a specialty, especially when you're just getting started. Wait.
Are you I'm not
Protein!
I'm not into it. Stop.
Protein!
Babe!
Protein!
Yesterday you got
Protein!
me all over the floor.
Protein!
It's not
I need protein!
It's not
Protein!
Somebody stop.
Protein!
Oh.
Protein!
Okay, so in 2021, I was just like you guys. I was like, I want to build a personal brand. And so I would literally do anything to go viral, anything. including smashing eggs in my face. And this video got like 6.8 million views. It popped off on social media. And so I was like, I'm gonna be the protein guy. So I made a TikTok called The Protein CEO. And I would literally post one video every day of me doing dumbass like that, dumping protein on my head, like getting into fights at the gas station over protein bars. Now, all jokes aside, this was helping me go viral, right? So I thought this was helping me build my business. More exposure, people are gonna see me, they're gonna like me, whatever. But I'm a business coach for online personal trainers, right? And so that's what I wanted to be known for, but I was putting out videos where I'm smashing eggs in my face. And I didn't think it mattered, but I remember I went so viral for these videos that it got to the point where I would be in the grocery store, dude, and I'd be like shopping and I would have a 14-year-old boy be like, protein, and scream at me. And I remember looking at Kirsten, I'm like, this is a problem, dude. I'm like, I gotta fucking stop this. I gotta stop this. They also used to attack Kirsten on social media because in my video, she was always the angry wife. And so.
They said I wasn't good enough for him.
You're not good enough for the protein CEO. So after she'd make like a cute post about her life and she'd get like 15-year-old boys being like, you're not good enough for him. I was like, I need to stop doing this. All jokes aside, right? We come back to the idea of like, what do we want to be known for? Like, how do you want to be perceived? When somebody thinks about your brand, what do you want them to think about? Are you McDonald's or are you the steakhouse, right? You need to understand your perception. It's important. How do you want people to perceive your brand when they come to your page? What do you want them to think about you, right? Like, how do you want to show up in the world? For me, my primary purpose, my primary motivating factor, how I want to be known is I want to be known as the guy who inspires people to chase their dreams. That's like my core, what I want to be known for. And so everything I post on social media aligns with that, right? And so smashing eggs in my face, yelling at my wife, probably doesn't align with that. So we should refocus our content strategy. So anything I'm posting has to be in alignment with what I want to be known for. I want to be known as the guy that inspires people to chase their dreams. Because for me, I was a drug addict and I came from nothing and I was sleeping on my grandma's couch in her trailer. And if I can go from that to, introducing Gary Vaynerchuk on stage at Limitless or, speaking at Brad's event, who's somebody that I look up to on social media, or hosting my own events where I've got 250 of my clients that'll fly in and I'm dropping bombs for everyone. If I can go from that to this, I want to share that story, and I also want to give the blueprint. Everybody write that down. Give the blueprint. Whatever you guys are good at, give the blueprint. So you're good at makeup, give the blueprint. You're good at marketing, give the blueprint. Manufacturing, give the blueprint. Advertising, give the blueprint. Show people what you are doing. That's what I want my core message to be about. What do you want yours to be about? So when we think about what we want to be known for, as in what do we believe, as in what's the core message that you want to share with the world? I want to inspire people to chase their dreams. That's mine. I think that there's contrast to this. And what I mean by that is it's on a scale. So on one side of the scale, it's what do we want to be known for? These are the things that I stand for. And the other side of the scale, it's what do I stand against? Does that make sense? So if I'm standing for inspiring people to chase their dreams and going after what they want, then I stand against working 9 to 5 for somebody else for the rest of your life, right? It's both the same message, but it's just on a contrast. And I think understanding the contrast is important. And I don't know if there's one way that's better than the other. I think it comes down to your personality type. For me, I like being aggressive and calling people out. I think it's funny. I like challenging people. You might not be like that. If you're not confrontational, you don't need to be aggressive, but you should still understand the contrast so you know what type of content you're putting out. So here's what do we stand for and what do we stand against? In your industry, what do you stand against? It's the same thing when Brad was talking about doing those reaction videos. When he does his reaction videos, he's just sharing his opinion. And when he's sharing his opinion, some people are gonna be like, I love that, that's hilarious. Some people are gonna be like, you're a d-. I just completely disagree. But it's it doesn't matter though, because that's his core message. So we've got what you stand for. What are the things you stand for on one side of the contrast? What are the things that you believe? And then what do you stand against? And so when I think about standing against something in my industry, it's business coaches that take people's money and don't deliver anything, right? They deliver a dog service, which happens. Or clients, or it would be I stand against coming to events like this that they don't over deliver and they don't give tactile value. And then you guys leave and you're like, what the do I do? I hate that. So I'll talk about that on social media, right? And I stand for giving step-by-step practical value that actually helps you get results. So like I'm standing for something and standing against something. It's really important because you basically want people to agree with you and disagree with you on social media. Today, someone asked, what's your best advice to start believing that success is possible? And I think the answer is to expand your current capacity. And so instead of dreaming about these like grandiose things, like you want to be making $20,000, $50,000, even $100,000 per month, we need to start to set goals that are within reason, but out of reach. Here's how you identify that. And so income-wise, calculate the most amount of money you've ever made in a month. Let's say it's $5,000 at your other job. Now, when you're growing your online coaching business, your first goal should be to beat that by about 20%. So set your goal of hitting $6,000 per month and then do everything in your power to achieve that goal. Once you achieve that goal, it will be positive validation that when you set goals, you can achieve them, and then you can set bigger targets. Over time, as you start to develop confidence because you keep setting goals and achieving them, setting goals and achieving them, you'll start to set bigger and bigger goals. And because now you have a track record of winning, you'll start to believe that it's possible. So that's what do I stand for, right? These are like principles, core values, beliefs that I have. Maybe yours is spirituality. You know, what are some of your core values that you stand for that give you the spiritual power to be able to step up and lead? So sharing those core principles. That's one side of the contrast in terms of your core message. The other side of the contrast in terms of your core message is the opposite. It's what do I stand against? So again, I'm aggressive in my content. You guys don't need to be, but I am. Check this out. The business coach that told you that you need to build a funnel is a dumbass. A funnel is a website. When's the last time you went on your phone to go browse websites? You just open up your phone and you went on the internet and you're like, what website do I want to look at today? Okay, now think about the last time you went on social media to browse your newsfeed. You're watching this video right now. We don't browse websites, we browse social media. Your Instagram profile is your landing page. When people DM you, that's where you'll book a consult to get them on the phone to offer your program. The phone call is where you make the sale and collect the cash. Tell me, where in this process is a funnel necessary? I stand against something. So you need to take a stand. If something pisses you off, talk about it. This is like, this video, dude, the comments on this video are hilarious. Business coaches that tell people to build funnels are in the comments being like, F you. And I'm like, thanks for commenting on my video, bro. I appreciate you. I'm super nice, I'm respectful. What do I stand for and what do I stand against? Last and not least, we need to talk about brand association. Where's Brad, dude? I wanted to be in here for this. Brand association. We would never see Brad driving a pink convertible wearing a pink outfit. That'd be weird, right? Because that's not his brand. And so when we think about like the idea of like, it's not just what our core message is about, we got to think about brand association, more specifically, like how do people perceive us and how we, like what we wear, how we talk, how we speak, how we act, how we communicate. Send that to Brad, please. How we communicate. Can we all take a picture and send that to Brad? I wish he was fucking here to see this. That's all good. Perception's everything. You guys know for a fact Brad would never be driving that, right? Because that's not him. That's not his brand. And you also know for a fact that like, dude, like imagine this is where the event was, right? A cheap motel for intercourse with a near stranger. That's what the event is. It would never happen, right? We're in this event, in this venue. Like take a look around, you guys. Like when you look at Brad, like he's got a very clear and established brand. You guys know what to expect when you show up. But look at the lighting in this room, you guys. It's all on brand, right? Look at the colors in the room. It's all on brand. The couches, it's like a classy feel. The bags that he give you guys for VIP. I was about to say, I went out for VIP dinner. Look at the place he chose. This is all a part of his brand, right? Now the next time you guys think about Brad, you're like, that was a high class experience. Would you guys come back to this event? Yes or yes? Good. Right? It's a high class experience. It feels good. If you came to this event and it was in the Holiday Inn, right? It was in that place, you probably wouldn't come back. And that makes sense to us. But then why does our social media look like dog shit, right? It's like people come to your page and you look like that, they ain't coming back. No, thank you, I'm not interested. So when people come to your page, you wanna give them this feeling, right? The classy feeling, the high vibe feeling, the consistent feeling. Another thing about Brad, he's consistent, right? You guys know he's gonna show up, you know how he's gonna show up. He doesn't miss, posts on social media twice a day. So it's like, that's how you want people to perceive your brand. Consistent, high class, high value, etc. So what do you want to be known for, right? Do you want to be the McDonald's of your industry or you want to be the Carver Steakhouse, right? That's a decision that you can make. How do you want to be perceived in the market? You can literally just make the decision like, yo, I'm the best in the game right now. I'm the best in the game right now. At what I do, I'm the best in the game. I'm the best business coach online for online personal trainers, period. That is my belief. How do you want to be perceived online? Cool. Third thing, and this is important for everybody. Okay? Are you guys getting value so far? Yes or yes? Cool. You can also say no. I'm going to say yes or yes, you say no. Third thing, and I believe this because I actually believe that I'm a nobody. That's how I perceive myself. And so, again, if I were to give general business advice to somebody making $150 million a year, he's like, okay, buddy. So I give specific and tactical advice for online fitness coaches that are looking to grow their business because I know that I'm really good at that thing. So you guys, especially when you're first starting, need to choose what to specialize in. Because when you try to talk to everyone, you end up speaking to no one. You end up speaking to no one, which is why, like, even when the guy came up the other day and he was talking about, like, most businesses make the mistake of, advertising wrong. I'm like, what specifically do they do wrong when they're making that mistake? So when you think about your industry, instead of thinking like, can I use spirituality as an example? What's some of the things that you coach? Or like, what are some of the things that people do wrong in your industry? Like as a general statement. Cool, so not take personal responsibility. So most people struggle because they don't take personal responsibility for their life. I could say that, or I could say, when you and your partner have a fight and you're pointing the finger at them, it's your fault, not theirs. Get it? So I want to get specific. So I want to think about like specific things that my person is doing that I can call out because that's going to like, people are going to grip onto that. They're like, oh, right? Whereas everybody is speaking to everyone. So when it comes to self-responsibility, everyone's like, take responsibility for your life. What does that mean? Tell me 3 things that I'm doing where I'm not taking responsibility, where you can call me out directly. And when I listen to that, I'm like, that might piss me off. You got my attention though, right? So don't speak to everyone. Now, the reason that I became the #1 business coach for online fitness coaches, the #1 in my industry, is I literally never deviated ever. For the last 6 years, I made the decision, I was like, I'm gonna be the #1 business coach for online personal trainers in my industry, and I never deviated. Other people deviated. A lot of the competitors that I was looking up to, they started taking on everyone as business coaching clients, or they sold their business and they moved on. So like, as I started climbing up the ranks, I was like 4th, then I was 3rd, then the guy sold his business, then I was 2nd, and now I'm #1, and I'm still not deviating. But for me to grow now, I need to be around guys like Brad, because I'm the best in my game. I don't want to be the biggest fish in my pond. But choose a niche and be the best at it. And when you actually do that and you commit to that, dude, like you can expand, like you can succeed in a rapid amount of time because most people get distracted. They get caught off course. They get, the shiny object syndrome. They're doing it for 6 months, then they get a business opportunity and now they're sidetracked, they start a supplement company. I'm like, dude, just do one thing really, really good for an extended period of time and eventually everything starts to work out for you, right? It's funny because I remember when I wrote down my vision 11 years ago, I wrote down that I wanted to own a gym. And after like 6-7 years, I was like, that's probably not gonna happen, whatever. But once I was like really successful with my business coaching, one of my homies called me literally out of nowhere. And he was like, yo, you wanna buy a gym with me? I was like, what? He's like, there's an opportunity to buy a gym. It's on sale because of COVID. He's like, I need a partner. Are you in? And I just like looked up at like the universe, God, whatever. I just laughed. I'm like, you're funny, dude. Like now that I have the money, now that everything's good, I'm like, now it just like, boom, pops into my lap. But it's because I didn't get distracted. I was literally just staying focused on becoming the #1 and then the opportunity just landed. And so good things will happen to you when you become the best in your space. Other business coaches came for a year, 2 years, and I'm just the guy that's been holding my breath for the last 6. Because of that decision, I've been invited to speak to you guys today about personal brand. I'm literally a nobody. I just decided to start getting consistent. And any one of you guys can make that decision, which is why yesterday when you said 57 posts, I'm like, you better start posting, bro. Because it's like, you just need to get consistent, dude. Once you get consistent, you get the reps, everything else will fall into play. And I'm gonna give you some tactics to get consistent, but be consistent. Don't be the generalist, especially if you're a nobody like me. Be a specialist and be the best specialist in the game. Now, I'm assuming that all of you know what you're good at, otherwise you wouldn't be in this room, correct? You guys know what you're good at? Cool. Then time to be that guy in your industry. You need to be that guy. Like I'm that guy in my industry. I'm willing to stand on my opinion. I'm willing to call people out. I'm willing to get people disagreeing with me. I'm willing to not be liked because I don't care. I'm that guy for my industry. And you can make the decision to be that guy for your industry. You obviously bought a seat, you came here, which means you have some personal power. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this room because you know that you could step up. You know that you could be something great. Otherwise, you wouldn't have bought a seat at the table. But you actually have to like flip that switch and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna be that guy, dude. I'm gonna be that guy for my industry. I'm gonna be that guy for my niche. Or that girl, I apologize. That guy or girl. You know what I'm saying. We all start somewhere. This is my podcast, 2019 September. Can you press play? We're just gonna play like 30 seconds of that.
What's up, Facebook?
Oh my God, I'm embarrassed.
I've been procrastinating on creating this freaking podcast for
Turn it
way
up.
too long.
Do 30
so I'm
seconds
actually
and
just
then
gonna
turn off
go
this shit.
ahead and do the first episode today. And this is kind of like, I actually wanted to do a broadcast so that I could do like a sneak preview for my audience. Because I really want you guys to kind of get like in on the ground level, and I want you guys to be able to see. Yo, what's up, Arnell? What's up, Reach? How's it going, squad? So if you're joining me right now, I'm gonna be kind of recording this podcast episode live.
But I want you guys to pay attention to something, all right? September 2019. That's a 600 square foot apartment. Microphone I bought off Amazon. I'm going live on it's not even a MacBook, dude. That's a PC. It's embarrassing. Going live on a MacBook or a PC. I was literally living at Kirshen's house. That's crazy. It's crazy to look back at that. I was living on I just basically moved in. I didn't even have my own house. That was 2019. It's wild.
So at that time, what were you promoting in that podcast?
I was just giving value, dude. Yeah, I was just giving value. So like, I knew, everybody in here has a specialty. And so I imagined the person that I wanted to speak to, online fitness coaches, and I was giving them like step-by-step how to do it. I was also giving them inspiration. So I was telling them personal stories of how I did it. I was also giving them mindset stuff. So telling them how I was showing up for my own business that was getting me results. And so it was like step-by-step value. Like, here are the three things I tell myself if I had to start my business again from scratch. Like that kind of stuff. It was also like, here are the 5 things that I would do if I wanted to make my next Instagram post a banger. Right? Here are 3 things that you should never do on your sales calls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, that's the value piece. And then the inspiration piece was like, the rock bottom story from the trailer park, right? I'd talk about that, or I'd talk about like, what it was like to fold my fitness business, things like that, just like different experiences that I had in my business. So really there's 2 things. It was either step-by-step value, or it was like a story or a mindset piece about something that I'm going through. And I find that the story mindset pieces, like, I think a lot of us get afraid to say stuff like that because we don't think anyone will care. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. A lot of people care. A lot of people care. So don't just think that you only can share like step by step. Share your story. And again, when you guys heard like Brad talk yesterday, or Ryan talk yesterday about the YouTube channel where the guy literally had 2 properties and he was just talking about his 2 properties. Dude, the guy had 2 properties and he's famous on YouTube. Like, a lot of you guys in this room are turbo successful at what it is that you do. So just talk about it and talk about the little mechanics of it. And like, again, be consistent, because all of us are here because we want to build that personal brand. But that like little hump that you guys have to get over, which you guys stepped up the other day and got over that little hump, you stepped up the other day. That little hump is the hardest hump to get over because we have so many excuses for why we're not consistent. We have so many excuses for why we can't post every day. So once you get over that and you just start talking, dude, it gets a lot easier. But again, we've recorded over 1,000 episodes at this point. I just did episode 1,047 the other day. These are the podcast stats and podcast ratings. I'm super happy with it. Be that guy. Literally just decide, I'm gonna be the best in my space. I'm just gonna make the decision. I'm just a regular dude.
Just a quick question. You said be number 1 in your space.
Yep.
What metric do you use to say, because if I'm on and I know my stuff is better than theirs and the advice I'm giving is better than theirs,
Yep.
it makes me feel like but is it just based on me, my followers, by all that kind of stuff? Shares?
Well, you can say you're the best, but anyone can say that. The audience will disagree with you. Because if you have 2 followers and the other guy has 100,000, the perception of value from the consumer's point is who's the best. The guy at the 100,000, right? When I say best in my space, I literally found the guy that was doing the podcast in my space. He had 230 episodes and he was doing 1 episode a week. And so I was like, if I do 5 episodes a week, I'll catch him in a year. And then I did. And then I found the guy that was doing the next big thing and I figured out what he was doing. I was like, if I just outperform him, I'll be the best. So I found the best and then I started measuring my success against those people, which is why it's the same thing I'm doing with Brad, dude. Like, I would consider myself like relatively successful. I'm just getting started. But then I look at a guy like Brad who's 10 years ahead of me. He gives me a blueprint. He's doing like 5x what I'm doing. I'm like going home to my team. I'm like, yeah, we're doubling down, dude. Right? He's giving you the blueprint. And so for you, find the people that are doing the things in your space that you want to be doing and then outperform them. That's the goal. So who are my competitors? Number 4. Once you identify what you want to be good at, you need to know who's out there, right? You need to know your people. You need to know your people, right? That's why I knew you, bro. That's why you knew me, right? You know what's funny?
So way in the DMs, even if the prospect asks. If you do, your prospect is going to judge your program
based on how much
You can turn it up a little bit.
costs, instead of the value that you can offer them inside of the program. So when somebody asks for the price, say this: Nick, I've got a bunch of different programs for different budgets. I tell you what, why don't we do this? Let's set up a free 15-minute call. We'll talk about your biggest struggle in your fitness journey, your number one goal, and I'll give you a game plan to help you achieve your goals. If at the end of the call I feel like I can't help you, I'll offer the programs, but nothing's guaranteed, and the call is completely free. Is that fair?
Yeah, I like this. He's right. If you just give your price in the DMs, you're pretty much over, because all they're focused on is cost-based thinking rather than results-based thinking. You got to reframe that way of thinking back into results-based thinking. So I would say, oh yeah, John, just so you know, we don't have like one program with one price. We have like many different programs, many different prices. It's all going to depend on like your age, what you weigh now compared to what you're trying to get down to. And once I understand all those different details, I can go through all the different options we have for our clients. Would that help you if I did that for you? Now it makes sense to actually book a call, because you have to find out all those different details before you would even know what it would be.
Okay, so fun fact, building this presentation, I was like, I'm doing some research because I wanted to show you guys how to research your competitors. I've got a list of like my 5 people that I follow that I like look for inspiration. I went to Jeremy Lee Minus page, and here's what I do, okay? I go to their page and I look for the most viral video. So as you can see, the most viral video, I was like, oh, that's my face right there. Look at that. I'm the most viral video. What's up, Jeremy? You're welcome for the clout. So that is how I do content research though, is I'll do content research, I'll look at my competitors, and I look at the most viral content. Then when I see their most viral content, I'll get inspiration from my own. In this case, I am the inspiration. So I'm like, but do a research for your competitors. As you can see, I'm not the only one that does this. Obviously, Jeremy does this as well. That's why I'm in his video. So like, success leaves clues, you guys. Social media leaves clues. So the videos that are viral, like Brad talked about the other day, put your own version of that out. Like, put a reaction video to that. So the reason he reacted to that video is because the video that he reacted to went turbo viral. And so he's gonna put a reaction video out to it because he knows if he reacts to that video, he will also go viral. Does that make sense? So I like to do research in terms of like what my competitors are actually doing. Go to your competitors' pages and find viral videos, and it's gonna spark some inspiration for your own content. And I like to go to my top 5 competitors in my niche, as in what I specialize in, business coaching for online trainers, and then get some reels. We've all heard that you're a result of your 5 closest friends. I also believe that your content is gonna be as good as the 5 people that you pull ideas from. Go ahead. 100%. Like, social media has proven a blueprint, right? It's like, if I have a video that goes viral, like, I want you guys to steal mine straight up. If I have a video that's popping off, do your own spin of that, right? Because like, social media has told you this is a video that performs well, and then Instagram algorithm has said this is a video that is doing well, and so putting your own spin on that will do well for you as well.
Quick question about the specialization part.
Yep.
Not to get too deep into my industry, I'm a senior living specialist. So
Yep.
I got the only academy in the country.
Yep.
Doing what I do. So there's virtually no competition except the franchises.
Yep.
So should I look at the franchises, or should I go more general and look at other people that are doing something similar, but not exactly what
That, something similar.
Okay.
Because it's like, if you go for your exact industry, you're not gonna find a competitor in your niche or the best in the space, so it's gonna be hard to get inspiration. So it's like, I go for something, because even for me now, like, I'm the top in my space, so I don't go for business coaching for personal trainers for what they're doing. Like, I'll go to Jeremy Miner's page because I do business coaching, so I'm like, I wanna find the best sales coach, right? So it's like, similar industries are also your competitors that you can pull ideas from. Yeah. So what I do is I have like a viral videos document. So anytime I see a viral video, guys, I'm scrolling on social media. I'm scrolling social media as a producer, not a consumer. So as I'm scrolling, I come across a video idea, I save the link, and I just save it in my phone. Once I find viral videos, I save them, and then when I do my own filming session, I'll create my own video. I'll give you guys an example. This is a,
Hey, is this
this is a
property
viral
still
video that I
available?
found.
It actually is available. Would you like to take a look at it?
Hi, I'm looking to buy a new house.
Do you have a pre-approval letter? Hey, so we've seen 30 properties. Do you want to write an offer? Hi, are you looking to buy or sell?
No, I'm looking to get my real estate license.
Okay, so I saw that. I was like, that's funny. I'm gonna do my own version. Here's my version. Hey, I'm looking to grow my fitness business.
We can definitely help you. We've helped 4,000 coaches in the past. Oh, okay.
Hey, can you business coach me for free?
No, but we have multiple programs for different people. Okay.
Hey, it's me again. I'm actually serious this time. I need some help with my fitness business.
Awesome. Where are you currently sitting in your business right now? Okay. All right.
Yo, I'm ready to pay. Send me the link.
Hell yeah, brother. Here's the link. Did you get it? Hello?
Yo, my dog just died. I can't take any action. I'm emotionally unstable. Right? So I get the inspiration. I'm like, that's a funny idea. I'm gonna do that. But obviously I applied it to my own niche. I didn't even use the same verbiage. I just took the concept. There was another one we did. I wish I showed it on the presentation. It's hilarious. Cole's like, we should do one, because there's like all these Facebook Marketplace ones where guys will sit there with like a drill for sale. And they're like, if Facebook Marketplace was real life. And then there's like a guy that walks up and like picks up the drill. He's like, is this thing for sale? And he's like, yeah, I got it. He's like, how much do you want? He's like, $25 for best offer. And the guy's like, puts it down, walks away. So Cole's like, we should do that. So we did our own version where we're like, yeah, I'm gonna start my fitness business. And I put a sign down and he comes up, he's like, oh, you got coaching spots open? I'm like, yeah, bro, I got coaching spots open. I just started my business. I'd love to help you out. And he's like, just walks away. And then I'm like, fine, discounted coaching spots open. He's like, oh, you got discounted coaching spots open? I'm like, bro, yeah, 25% off if you start today. He's like, walks away. And then I'm like, free coaching spots. He's like, oh, you got free coaching? I'm like, homie, yeah, I got you. Like, I'll coach you for free in return for a testimonial. He comes up, smacks the sign out, and like walks away. Right, but like I got that from the Facebook Marketplace idea. So I research what's going well, and then I put my own spin on it. So I just want to take a couple minutes and just write down a couple names in your industry that you know are competitors. And you guys might not know how to do that, but that's okay. I'm gonna teach you guys how to do it right now. So everybody pull out their Instagrams, pull out your phones. And I want you to think about a keyword related to your niche. So any keyword, it can be mindset coach, spirituality coach, business coach, real estate broker, mortgage broker, success coach, mindset coach, whatever, okay? Just think about a name. So what you're gonna do is once you've got your keyword, I want you to go to Instagram and I want you to go to the search bar and I want you to type, let's just say real estate coach. You're gonna type that. What's gonna happen is it's gonna load a bunch of content for you. Now, when it loads the content for you, in order to find your competitors, what you wanna do is you wanna scroll through the content, but you don't just wanna look at the content, you wanna click on the person's profile. And then when you click on the person's profile, sometimes you'll find a gold mine. So what I do is I just scroll through videos until I find a video that I think is semi-decent. Then I'll click on the person's profile. If they have a decent amount of followers, I'll get inspiration from them. So this person has 39,000 followers. Some of her videos have 700,000 views. I'll steal video ideas from this person. Does that make sense? So any concept, like you guys can do this for anything. Hit the search bar, right? Hit the search bar, type in a keyword, scroll through the videos. When you see a video that you like, just click on the person's profile. And if they have 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 300,000 followers, go to their reels, see which ones are the most viral. Now you guys have content ideas. Does that make sense? Anybody need help with this? Cool. Bet. That is how we find content inspiration. So again, you guys can do this and find ideas for yourself, and it's easy to recreate. Like the driving idea, you don't want to like basically steal, you just want to imitate. Cool. What's up?
Was watching your content, researching your content, because I see you're in the space, see your passion, and then I reached out to you, made a couple comments, and then I met you.
Boom.
You know, exactly what you're doing is what I'm doing right now.
That's cool. I love that. And that's the power of personal brand. Like when you start putting yourself out there, people will start searching content coach and they'll find you. They'll start searching spirituality coach and they'll find you, right? So this is a really easy hack to find out what your competitors are doing in your industry. All right, step number 5. I'm gonna give tactical. My goal is tactical, so I want you guys to walk away and do stuff. This is how to set up your social media profile to be a lead magnet for your ideal client. So I'm gonna show you guys mine. Profile picture. Ideally with your profile picture, you guys wanna have a picture of you smiling. I was going for more of a top G look in this profile photo because I'm like, I'm the best in my space, y'all. But for 5 years, I had a picture of me smiling. The reason I think it's important to have a picture of you smiling, which Brad also has a picture of him smiling, is when you send DMs to prospects or they DM you and you're messaging back and forth, it's your little smiling face in their inbox. They're more likely to respond. So you wanna have a profile picture, ideally with one of you smiling. Second thing is Instagram username. You notice how where you guys see business coach for online trainers? You guys can put keywords in your username. And so if you're doing, you wanna do success coaching for young entrepreneurs, success coach for entrepreneurs, whatever, right? But you can put whatever keywords are related to you and what you wanna do, you can put in your actual username, right? Brian Ron Mark, business coach for online trainers. When you do the verification, which we're gonna talk about in a second, Instagram makes you put your name, but then it'll let you put a dash where you can put keywords. You guys wanna take advantage of that because Instagram operates as a search engine, which basically means if somebody goes to Instagram and they search business coach for online trainers, my name's gonna pop up. Cool. Pay for verification. As you guys can see, I got a little blue check mark. All of you guys should have the little blue check mark. You paid for a seat at this table, you can afford $14.99 a month. It instantly will add credibility because there's a lot of spam accounts on Instagram. And so having a little blue check mark, like even if you only have 500 followers, 200 followers, 100 followers, 0 followers, having a blue check mark means that you're an actual real person. Tagline of who you help in the bio. Again, I teach people how to make money from Instagram. If you want to make money, do this. I will help you start and scale your fitness business to $10,000 a month and to $100,000 a month. The reason I do that is because when people find my social media profile, I want them to know that I'm for them. Go ahead.
That's for your personal branding. Do you have like a business and Instagram name? Does that one have a blue check mark?
I do have a business Instagram name and it does not have a blue check mark. Yeah, this is a personal brand. As soon as somebody comes to my page, you need to give them exactly what you do and how you can help them. Video pops off, boom. They come to your page and they're like, this is a business coach for online personal trainers. I'm gonna follow them. Did you have a question? Well, it's a personal branding workshop, so I would say personal brand's the best, in my opinion. I do have a business account as well. I would say 100% of my business comes through my personal brand account, 100%. Especially in today's day and age. Like if you think about like Gary Vee, Ed Mylett, Andy Frisella, Brad Lee, you guys are all here because of his personal brand. Like to be completely transparent, I didn't even know what Brad did for business. I'm not even lying. When I met him, I was like, what do you do? He's like, I do that on purpose, right? So like, in my opinion, personal brand trumps everything. That's just my opinion. There's other people that might think otherwise. I believe personal brand, personal page is everything. Yeah. Even like, what's your hairstylist? What's her Instagram name?
Taya.
Taya what?
Taya Hair.
Taya Hair. But that's her personal and business, right?
Yeah, I just want to.
Yeah. So she has a hairstylist in Kelowna that's like a total G. She does everything through social media. Taya.hair, that's her Instagram. And it's like her personal page and it's also her, like she does a lot of her hair stuff on there as well. So, and like women like following that page because it's not just the hair, they come for the hair stuff, but they're also there for her. She works out, she exercises, she takes care of her mental and physical health. So it's like she's a personal brand and people want that brand. Like you have like an aura about you. You should share that, in my opinion. Make sense? Cool.
I also want to add, like, you might, whatever we're doing now, it doesn't mean that we're going to do that in 5, 10, 20 years.
Boom. Yep. Actually, the only reason I'm starting a brand in the first place is because Cole inspired me to. Because he started popping off on everything. It was like Instagram, he's at 350,000 followers. TikTok hit 1.7 million. And finally, I was like, okay, I should get good at my content. But again, he can do anything. Like he got sponsored by Motiversity because like he does business coaching for online trainers. But Motiversity reached out, they're like, can you speak on our channel? Because if it's personal brand, right? So he can do anything, right? And he's got credibility, he's got clout. People reach out to him all the time for like sponsorships because of a personal brand. Whereas if you build it all through your business account, then, you know, if you move on to something else, you're literally starting from scratch again on social media. I agree. So again, I also think you guys should have a CTA to DM you a keyword if you want to make money from your account. And so I have DM me 10K for info. That way, if somebody comes to my page and they're interested in online fitness coaching, they can just send me a DM, bam, just like that, right away. Apply for coaching with an arrow pointing down. I actually put people are dumb in this presentation, then I took it out because I'm like, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. But then Brad said people are dumb, so I'm allowed to say it. People are dumb, okay? You need to tell them exactly what to do. So you literally should have an application for your coaching program or a lead capture form, in my opinion, in your bio. And again, Brad and I might have different opinions. I like to make money from my social media. He doesn't really do that. Like he does, but he doesn't. I want to make the most amount of money from my Instagram profile that I possibly can. So I want to tell people how to apply for my lead capture form on my Instagram bio. So this is simple. It's literally just 7 questions. So it's like first name, last name, email, why'd you apply? What do you want to know? Like what are you interested in achieving? Why'd you pick me? And what are your financial, like what are you prepared to invest financially? So I do a lead capture form. Now, if you wanted to build your YouTube channel, you could have a YouTube link there. If you guys are trying to promote your podcast, you could have a podcast link there. But again, if you were gonna have a podcast link, it would be like, listen to the podcast with an arrow pointing down because people are dumb. So if you just have a link there, they're not gonna click it. But if you tell them why to click the link, they'll click the link, right? Last thing, a lead capture form with 4 to 7 qualifying questions. I like to keep it short, sexy, straight to the point. I just wanna capture enough data that I can reach out and start that actual conversation. Cool. Now, start a podcast yesterday, right? We talked about this a lot this weekend. It's important. If you don't have a podcast, get a podcast. It's really easy, okay? Get a microphone, start recording. I literally procrastinated on this for an entire year, all right? I had all the excuses in the book. I was like, you know, I don't have the time. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know if it's worth it. Market is saturated. I won't be heard. I don't know how to set it up. Here, there's also starting a podcast versus not having one. So September 2019, started business coaching. I folded my first business, which was my fitness coaching. 50K a month, out the window, because I was like, I hate this, I don't want to do it anymore. So I started business coaching for personal trainers, and this was my income in September of 2019 when I started business coaching after I just folded my $50,000 business, $3,124. Now, my whole audience for 6 years was built off of me selling fitness programs to them. So when I started telling my audience how I was making money from them, they didn't like me, right? Like I was selling them fitness programs and then the next week I'm like, here's how I made a bunch of money from you guys, right? They didn't like it. So anyways, $3,000 in 30 days. 1 year, dude, 1 year of having my podcast, 150K a month. The only thing that changed is I started a podcast. Go ahead.
Your podcast is on YouTube?
Spotify and iTunes. I'm gonna teach you how to do that too.
How are you measuring the income coming in, like basically the podcast? Do you have a funnel? Like,
That's a great question.
how are you monetizing?
That's a great question. The way that I actually don't, somebody asked me the other day, because I track downloads. I only track downloads like once every 30 days. The only thing that really matters in business, in my opinion, is how much money are you making? Period. That's the only metric that I track. And so for me, I don't know how much money directly comes from the podcast, but I do know that the more goodwill that I deposit into the marketplace and the more that I can send that value out for free, the more that's gonna come back to me. So I was making $3,000 per month in September 2019. And in 1 year, the only thing that changed in my strategy, because like I was posting consistently, I was showing up, I was doing the work, blah, blah, blah. The only thing that I changed is I did 5 podcasts a week, every week, and I went live while recording them. And then while I was live recording them, by the way, if you're gonna do that, never read the comments while you're live. It f***s you up, right? So I just never read the comments. So I'm just like, whenever I'm live, I just like talk my and then I read the comments after. I'm like, oh, you hate my hair? You think I look stupid? Great, sounds good. Thank you very much. Go ahead, brother. It was, so I started low ticket. I was doing $300 a month. So $300 a month was the offer. And you know, I had 10, 20 clients here, and here I had a lot more than that. 2020, I was still doing the $300 a month offer. That was like my main offer. I think at this point in September, that's when I pivoted during COVID. I was doing $5,000. Actually, that's a lie. So here, I was doing $5K a month, or they could do like $500 installments. But then when COVID happened, all these personal trainers were out of work and they were all broke, but they needed business coaching. So I took my 5K offer and I lowered it to $3,600 and I extended it over a year. So then a broke personal trainer could come to me with $300. I'm like, give me your money, I'll teach you how to make money. And there was like, like it started popping off. So this was me building my low ticket, but you know, pretty much everyone that signs up for my program, like I would say 80% of them, when we're on our sales calls, they're like, I listen to your podcast, love the podcast, I get so much value. And it's not like, I don't have to convince them to buy. They're like, how much does it cost and which program do you recommend?
And your podcast is, you don't necessarily have to have someone with you.
Nope.
You're just talking to the
Camera.
and just talking about your brand. How long do you have like a rule, like it has to be?
Nope. That's a great question. I love that you asked that. I would say on average, they range between 10 and 30 minutes. I would say on average. If I'm exhausted, like I committed to doing 5 podcasts a week, every week, no matter what. I've done 3 back-to-back event weekends. So yesterday when I was thinking about doing a podcast, I wanted to jump off a bridge, but I still did one because when I commit to something, I do it. So it was only 6 minutes yesterday, but I still got it done. So it's not about the length. It's about, if you're gonna do it, do it. And if you can commit to once a week, do once a week and always do it and never miss. Batch recording your podcast is a very good idea. I like it. I like to go live when I do mine too though. So like I also use it as like a lead capture. So I'm going live while I'm recording the podcast. There's like 30, 50, 100 people that tune in. And then at the end of the podcast, once I'm done the recording, I'm like, hey, if any of you guys that are listening to this right now are interested in working with me in my coaching program, send me a DM after this that says 10K and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help. So now I've got every day I'm capturing leads. If somebody has to choose between you or somebody else. You have a podcast, they don't, they're going to you. Every time. So I do group coaching with everything. So I call it the triple C method. I have course, coaching, and community. And so the course is like the step-by-step blueprint of exactly how to get whatever result that you're selling, right? And then the coaching calls, I have 1 coaching call a week that I'm responsible for, that I always show up for. And then I've got 4 coaches on my team and we all host group calls. Then I've got the Facebook community where any and all questions are answered within 24 hours by 2 coaches. So when somebody buys the 5K offer, they're buying it because they know that I can deliver them the result. Like I've just like, if you guys look at my Instagram stories, it's like blasted with social proof. Every single day, it's like, look at this client winning, this client winning, this client winning, this client winning, this client winning. So my reels go viral somebody watches my Instagram stories and like, what the this guy doing, dude? Then they reach out, ask about coaching. My salesperson takes the call, sells them into the group coaching program. They're onboarded on a group coaching call where there's like 10, 15 other coaches that just got sold in the last 5 days. And then those people come into the step-by-step program, and then they're in the community as well. So as they're going through the program, they can hop into the community and ask questions. And then we also have the live coaching calls 2 or 3 times a week, where like one person like me or another coach is just on that call, just dropping value, whether that be like mindset or like, here's a new lead gen strategy that we learned, or here's how to go viral, or here's how to like make a better hook, etc.
You mentioned about 3 or 4 things that you give a client access to value.
Yep.
Per subscription that they join, oh, you're in this category and you have access to the Facebook community, but if you're in the beginners, you don't have access. Whatever program they buy comes with or does not come with some sort of certain level of one-on-one.
What are you selling? What are you selling?
I have business services.
Yep.
Business services, tax strategy, and business nurture.
Okay.
And a lot of other things that have to do with it.
Okay. Is there certain is there like beginner level and advanced level?
Yes.
So the way that I like to do it is it's the same deliverables, but in this program, in like the 5K program, I'm only teaching up to a certain point. And then once they get to this point, they're like, I want to learn that thing. I'm like, cool, that thing is in this program. So it's in terms of like the tier, it's like I tier it based on the information that I give them. Like here, I teach you how to post on social media and like get your first few clients. Once you're in here, I'll teach you how to get to 20K a month by giving you different lead generation systems. Then once you're at 20K a month, you like come to me and you're like, I'm burnt out, help. I'm like, cool, I'll teach you how to hire a team in the $1 Million Mastermind. So I teach based on like different information categories, but let's say that the information that you're providing, like it can be universally applicable to any business that you have, then you could tell tiers based on, the level of service that you're providing. So maybe it's like at first it's just the course, and then maybe it's the course and the coaching calls. Then maybe it's the course and the coaching calls and a one-on-one coach that checks in with you every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for mine, you have to have a certain level of income level to
Boom.
even take advantage.
So I wouldn't tier the program based on the deliverables. I would tier the program based on the information. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then once they're at that income level, you're like, you can't be here anymore.
Correct.
You need to do this one.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how you price your program. You have to.
Yeah.
We can't teach you that here.
Correct.
This is for beginners. And like you, thankfully, are not a beginner because you're making so much money, which is a good thing, which is why we need to help you over here with more advanced, we do a little bit more advanced stuff over here, a little bit more one-on-one support. You get more direct access to me at a higher price point. Does that make sense? Cool.
Brian, on this podcast thing, I just want to interject really quick. I had been putting off starting the podcast for like a while. How long have you been doing yours again?
5 years.
Okay, so I had been putting off doing mine for forever. And Brad's like, dude, you need a podcast. You need a podcast. You need one. And so I just ended up restarting it. I started like a half-assed one many years ago, but I just restarted it. And it's been the biggest hack. Like even without having a big podcast, just landing people on there, just using it for networking, all the content it creates. So like I think that's an amazing strategy. Like everybody here should, like you might think, oh, well, I'm not going to do one because I don't know if I'm not, big enough time or big time enough to have my own podcast, but that's how you can get big time.
Yep, agreed.
On your podcast, how much of it is just you versus you have a guest?
80% is just me because I don't like relying on other people for guesting, which is why I like the format that Brad showed you guys with his YouTube channel, because you just got to show up then. You don't got to rely on like Joe Blow to be there for the interview. So I think you should just start talking, especially everyone in this room. Y'all just need to start talking, right? Just start sharing your opinion. Now, we're giving you guys a ton of information. This is my hookup, so you guys should take a picture of this, okay? This guy's Travis. He's my homie. So this is my personal contact that I use for my business coaching program. Usually he charges $5,000 to get your podcast set up on Apple, Spotify, iTunes, etc. But he's my homie, and all of my clients, he does it for $1,500. So for $1,500, he'll put you on podcast app, Spotify, iTunes. He'll do your intro, your outro for your podcast. He'll help you select music. He'll do your cover art, your description. He does all of it for you, and it can get done within 7 days. So DM him and say podcast setup. And you have no excuse not to do it because it's only $1,500 and it's easy to do, and all of you guys can do that today. Cool? This is my hat. This is my hookup. This is my guy. Everyone that all of my clients that are making more money, I advise them all to start podcasts, and I send them all to him because it's just done for you. Takes no time at all. Cool. Hire a videographer and batch your content once a week. There's a 4-step process to creating content, in my opinion. Step number 1 is ideation. I taught you guys how to do that today, right? Looking up your competitors, that's step number 1. I look for inspiration. Step number 2 is script writing. I spend at least 60 to 120 minutes writing scripts for at least 10 Instagram reels. Me personally, I like to batch all my content. I don't want to, like, when it comes to my Instagram reels, I do live every day for my podcast, but when it comes to my reels, I batch my content. That way I never have an excuse not to post. Now, again, if you got a big team like Brad, they do the posting for you. I didn't have that. So I batch my content. Step number 3, I batch record. I hire a videographer for a once a week filming session. Somebody asked me how much does it cost for a videographer? I would say on average, it's between $400 to $750 to $1,000 a week when you're first getting started based on their skill level. So step number 3 is batch record, and step number 4, get the videos edited by a videographer or like this. So take a picture of this. This was recommended by my content coach. His name's Devin Giotto. He is a G. In my opinion, he's a top content coach on the internet right now. This is how you edit your videos. So it's called Submagic. It basically creates viral shorts in seconds with AI. So this is a video example. I'm just gonna play 10 seconds of this. Your Instagram account is a marketing funnel. Let me explain. At the top of the marketing funnel, we've got a stranger. At the bottom, we've got a paying client. In the middle, we've got my right. Okay, pause that video. Just pause that video right now. Instagram account is a marketing funnel. Let me explain. At the top of the marketing funnel, we've got a stranger. At the bottom, we've got a paying client. In the middle, we've got my writing. At the top of the funnel, you've got your reels and your Instagram posts. Cool. Guys, I didn't edit that. That was done in 5 minutes. I'll show you guys exactly how I did it.
Okay, so this is a video tutorial for dummies. I'm not saying you guys are dummies, but we're gonna upload a video here. So this video I literally just recorded on my Instagram stories. I'm just gonna upload it, and then I'm gonna give you guys a tutorial of how simple it is to actually use Submagic. I think it's really cool. If you have like a low budget and you wanna be able to use, get your content out there, this is a really easy way for us not to make excuses because I've never met a software that's as easy as this. Okay, so this is the project dashboard. Now, check this out. So I wanted to give you guys a tutorial of how easy it is to use Submagic. Literally, this AI will edit all of your videos for you. You don't have to do a thing. So that's cool. Another thing I can do is I can actually trim it, so I can remove silence. Wanted to give you guys a tutorial of how easy it is to use Submagic. Literally, this AI will edit all of your videos for you. You don't have to do a thing. This entire video was edited by Submagic, and I didn't do. Okay, so super cool, right? What you guys want to do is you want to make sure you remove silence before you add captions, because otherwise the captions can be off. So that's dope. I can also, if I go to, I can choose my different style. Also, it says. Literally this AI, so you gotta put AI here because it says AI.
You can edit the captions.
So you can edit the actual caption itself, main captions. You can also choose the style. You can go this. Like there's a bunch of different styles you can use. I like simple styles, I think they just work better. Trim, cool, we already did that. Remove the silence, perfect. Now, another thing you guys can do, which is dope, is you can actually add a hook title. So I'll show you what this looks like. So I can go easy, check this out.
You can type any title that you want for the video, and it adds like a subtitle at the start of the video.
Add an emoji. See, there's a mind-blown emoji right there. It is, boom. Perfect, and then now it's got a title. I can also add AI descriptions and hashtags. So if I don't like this,
writes the caption for you.
I can also make a long version, regenerate. Okay, I guess I can't make a long version. Never mind. This is like a, so you can do AI captions, which is dope. So I'm gonna copy this. I can add music if I want. So if I go add music here, I can
add music.
I'm gonna go to get
You can
inspired.
upload your own music, or you can use the music that they already have.
Apply this one, just random. And then I'm gonna turn the volume down and check this out, just like this. So I wanted to give you guys a tutorial of how easy it is to use Submagic. Literally, this AI will edit all of your videos for you. You don't have to do a thing. This entire video was edited by Submagic, and I didn't do. Literally took me 3 minutes and 23 seconds. So now you have no excuse not to.
3 minutes and 24 seconds, and I'm a professional video editor. Just like that. All of you guys can do that. All of you guys can do that. It's not free. It's like $50 a month. I'm not affiliated with them, but you guys can all do that. Go ahead.
So is there a way you can take that, download that, and like get a lot of bitch work out of the way for your content?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Now, I already have a content team, and I don't want to fire on my content team because I really like them. But if I was starting from scratch, I would do this. I would also just tell my content team to use this. Because look how easy that was. I don't use B-roll because I think it looks like shit. Personally, that's just my brand. You can use B-roll if you want. This is more for simple edits where you're just talking, or you're doing podcast clips. But yeah, does that make sense? Helpful? Okay, cool. Imitate 50%, create 50%. This is my rule when it comes to content, all right? This is my rule. I try to imitate, I also try to create. Because if we just imitate, we're just parrots, basically regurgitating other people's information. But I like getting inspiration, which is why when I showed you guys that video of like what my DMs be like I take that inspiration and I recreate it. That's imitation, right? Regurgitating other people's information with no practical value is not fun, so don't be a parrot, basically. So what I'd recommend is doing the 50-50 rule. 50% of the content that you do is based off of inspiration that you guys find from your content research, right? Which is what I showed you guys how to do today. And then the other 50%, in my opinion, should be your own. Now, when I'm rating my video scripts based off of inspiration, my own ideas, I always try to take the video and I put what I call viral packaging on the video. So this is my definition of viral packaging. Viral packaging basically means a strong hook that captures people's attention. Like when you're doing value, my definition of value, by the way, write this down. So good, people could get results without hiring you. That's value. If it's not that good, it's not value. It's dog shit. And everybody else is posting dog shit. So don't be like everybody else. Don't be general. Give specific step by step by step by step. That's why Brad hired me. He sent me a video that I posted and he's like, yo, drop value like this. And I was like, done, dude. That's what I do. I'm the value guy. Step by step by step. Now, if you're gonna give your opinion, don't be vanilla with it. State your opinion, like Brad with the transgender video, right? That's not vanilla. That's his actual opinion, right? So you need to share your actual opinion. Don't hold back. And then a call to action. I put a call to action at the end of all my stuff. Now, there are 4 different types of hooks you guys can use in your content. Write these down. 1 is hooks that are exaggerated or extremely positive. This is the best sales video you will ever watch in your life. That's a hook, right? Now, hooks that draw on pain or negative emotion to trigger you. The worst mistake that you're making in your business is you keep letting people off the hook on the call. So I'm drawing on pain or negative emotion. The worst mistake. Hooks that use humor to break the pattern, like the DM video that you guys saw. Or hooks that are extremely controversial, like Andy Elliott telling people to take their shirt off, right? So this is using negativity and doing extremely exaggerated, because look at the first 2 seconds of the video. I'm literally like,
Stop
overcome
running your
every
sales
objection
calls.
in 90 seconds. You can't overcome every objection in 90 seconds, but I do that because I want to steal your attention, dude.
Stop running your sales calls, just reading your script like a pay attention to what the prospect is saying on the call and overcome the objection before it comes up. As you're running through the script, never ever ever say these 3 words in sales.
Pause.
They make it sound
Never, ever, ever say these 3 words on sales. Exaggerated negativity. Exaggerated. The first time I posted this video, it got 1.8 million views, got me 10,000 followers. The second time I posted this video, the exact same video, 60 days later, it got 35,000 views, brought me in 70 followers. Exaggerated negativity. Never, ever, ever do this in your advertising for local businesses. Right? Make sense? Cool. Next, using humor.
Oh, you got coaching spots open?
Yeah, I got coaching spots open. Okay. Discounted coaching spots available.
Oh, so you're doing a discount now?
Yeah, it's 25% off. Free coaching spots available.
You got free coaching right now?
Yeah, I'll coach you for free in return for a testimonial.
Can I see?
So that video got us 150 new leads for our coaching program. Because I put a call to action in the caption that says, comment coach if you don't want to have a business like this. 150 people, you guys can go look, it's on my page right now. Use humor, right? Use humor.
Okay, stand up, take your shirt off. I want you to do it in front of your friends. Come on, it's no big deal. This isn't about making fun of him, because I can make all you can take your shirts off, and maybe 1 or 2
Controversial
of
as
you look halfway
fuck.
decent. Chris, how old are you?
27.
Chris, I want you to grab some of your fat. That is not who you are. And nobody's fucking telling you the truth anymore, because the truth is dark, the truth sucks, and the truth hurts people. But only until you get the truth will you become who you're fucking supposed to be.
That's right, that's controversial. The reason Andy Elliott blew up is because he's controversial. I think the first video I ever saw of Andy was when he was yelling at a guy on stage. He's like, dude, take your shirt off. And the guy like takes his shirt off. Right? Controversy, it's important. Now there's 2 different types of content in my opinion. So there's got hooks, then there's types of content. In my opinion, there's 2. There's value-based content, which is your shit is so good, we're talking about step by step by step by step, people can get results in their tax strategy without hiring you. So you're literally giving them the blueprint, like little pieces of the blueprint. So this little piece of the blueprint over here, you give it to them, the whole thing. And then they start piecing together the puzzle, and then they reach out to you because they're like, you're a genius, how do I hire you? Or opinion-based / value / connection content. And Neil's actually gonna cover this in depth. I don't know where he is, but he's gonna cover this in depth. I wanted to talk more about the value piece. Now for value piece, it needs to be so good that people can get results without hiring you.
I would say it's decent at best. I would prefer you have one where you can see your face smiling. If you're gonna do your physique, show your physique. Don't go half in, half out. Second thing is your name is not optimized. You need to put keywords here. An example would be fat loss coach for men. Third, when it comes to your actual tagline of who you help, this is extremely fucking basic. Because it's extremely basic, you're not going to attract people. When somebody comes to your page, they need to know that your page is for them.
Pause.
So you need to
You
choose.
pause the video?
I help men burn 10 pounds.
So as you guys can see, I literally gave him the whole thing. It was free. I'm like, dude, these 7 things, you're gonna make more money. For free. That video goes viral. People come to my page. They apply for my coaching program, right? Because I'm giving away the sauce. So when people see it, they're like, oh, this guy knows what he's been talking about, right? Next is opinion. Turn it up.
I'm serious. Let them. People are going to do anything to stop you from growing because your success has become a reflection of their misery. It reminds them of what they gave up trying to achieve.
Turn it up a little bit.
But that's not your problem. If they want to talk about you, try to drag you down, it means that you are on the right goddamn path. So keep pushing. Who cares what they think?
Now, for your opinion-based content, you should have people agreeing with you and disagreeing with you. Otherwise, you a basic bitch, right? You're just posting basic content because you don't want other people to have a negative opinion about you. You'd hate to take a stand for something because then you might offend Sarah, who you went to high school with. State your opinion and stand behind it. Some people will agree, some people will disagree. Cole gets a lot of hate. He also has 2.5 million followers on all social media platforms. So like that's what it takes to get to that level. You gotta be willing to state your opinion. Last thing is a call to action. At the end of all of your videos or your posts, so like if I don't put it in the video, I'll put it in my post, follow for more value. Save this video, follow for more value. Especially guys, I'm a nobody, okay? I'm fully aware. So like I know that if somebody sees my viral content, they're not gonna just follow me because I'm cool and good looking and have a nice beard and stuff like that. So I need to tell them what to do, right? Follow for more value. Save this video, follow for more value. Leave a comment if this was valuable. You always wanna tell your audience to do something, right? Tell people what to do and they'll do it at the end of every video or every caption. Now viral packaging, again, is a strong hook, value, step-by-step, or your opinion clearly delivered, and a call to action. Number 9, commit to every single day, 2 times a day for 365 days. Minimum. I know Brad said 4. I'm actually gonna up my game after this prezzo. I'm going home, I'm a beast. Watch. But minimum, 2 times a day, every day for 365 days, dude. Minimum. This was my main Instagram account. So in 2000 and, as you can see, 4,000 posts, somebody asked, you're like, where were your business before? This was my business before. In November 2021, we had our first $1 million month. 2 weeks later, me and Kirst were in Mexico and I was like drinking, getting up. I'm like, I'm rich. My Instagram account gets disabled, bam. That's my primary source of traffic. All of my leads, all of my money was made through my Instagram. So for 2 days, I was like, I'm gonna die. I was telling Kirsten about how we're gonna sell the house and fold the business and all that stuff. And then I was like, nah, I ain't that guy, all right? So what I did is I started a second Instagram account. And when my Instagram account got disabled, I literally thought I was done. I was like, I'm done. I'm not gonna be anybody. My business is over. But 48 hours after it got disabled, I made a commitment. I was like, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna restart the real Brian Mark, and I was gonna do 100,000 followers in 12 months. That was the goal. I'm like, I'm gonna get this back up.
The check mark and stuff like that, does that help kind of avoid that kind of?
100% it does. Okay. Yeah, and it also protects you from getting disabled. Because Instagram, like, you're a verified account, you're a real person, Instagram will like side with you. Okay. So yes.
Kind of no-brainer for $20.
Yeah, 100%, $14.99. So in November 2021, I started a brand new Instagram account from scratch with 0 followers. And as you guys can see, look how many posts I made. It's been 30 months, dude. 1,969 posts in the last 30 months. That's 900 days, that's 2 posts a day, every day, 7 days a week. And if I didn't start this Instagram account, I wouldn't be on the stage with you because my old Instagram account engagement was dog shit. So there's no way Brad would have came to my page and been like, look at my real views and be like, yeah, right, dude. But I got it because I built it. And any one of you guys can build that account from scratch starting today. It's landing me opportunities beyond my wildest dreams, bro.
Life, and then you're gonna go crazy. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Are you guys having the best day of your entire life?
Bro, that's personal brand. That's personal brand. That's personal brand. That's putting myself in the right rooms, shaking hands, kissing babies, kicking doors down, bro. But also, the only reason I get to kick the door down in the first place is because I got a brand. So when I get the opportunity, obviously I shake their hand. I'm like, give me a shot and watch what happens. But that's personal brand, dude. The sad reality, this is the truth, is that 50% of you in this room are gonna go home and you're not gonna do shit. Sorry, that's the truth. 50% of you guys aren't gonna do anything. And I hope that pisses you off and make you not be one of the 50% that doesn't do anything. Because information without implementation is just noise. You're just gonna leave here and you're gonna be like, that was so cool, I love that event. Bam, you do nothing. Your life stays the same. You don't grow in personal brand, you don't make money, you don't grow your YouTube channel, you don't start a podcast, and you're forgotten. Or you can make the decision that you're gonna start and that today is gonna be the day, and this is gonna be the catalyst. I came to that Bradley event, I saw that super handsome guy with the beard and nice hair. I started, I made the commitment. Look at the data of the people that you guys look up to. I just wanna show you guys something really quick. Look how many posts Andy Elliott has. 3,577. Look how many posts Gary Vee has. 9,401. Look how many posts Grant Cardone has. 8,283. Look at Brad. 5,695. Dude, look at the data. It's really simple. You guys want this? You got to produce at that level. Period. It's available to anyone, any person in this room. But you got to produce at that level. And even if you're just getting started and that's intimidating, that's the level to shoot for. We can start. once a week, twice a week, or sorry, once a day, not once a week. What am I talking about, bro? Get what I'm saying though? Like, look at the people that you look up to. This takes time, dude. Don't rush the process. You got to commit to the process regardless of the outcome, because all of you are going to suck for probably 30, 60, 90, 6 months, maybe even 12. But as Brad says, you suck until you don't, right? Cool. Now, even if you're nobody, you can become somebody remarkable in the next 12 to 24 months. Remarkable. Like, I never would have imagined I would have got to speak at an event like this. That's dope. Actually, I have delusional self-belief. So even when I was a drug addict, I was like, I'm going to be a millionaire. So I did imagine this. But besides the point, who here is going to commit to their personal brand? If you are, say, I commit. I commit. That's commitment. Remember what Brad talked about yesterday? It's integrity, right? You guys have integrity? Are you people of integrity? Raise your hand if you're an integral person. Everybody should have their hand up. What about you in the back, Ben? Just because you're recording. Are you integral? He's got his hand up, bro. See, I watch you, bro. All right? Cool. Now, again, today we covered why is it important, what am I known for, what's my specialty, who are my competitors, turning my Instagram into a money making machine, starting a podcast, hiring a videographer, imitating, committing to 2 times a day, and looking at the data. Also, as a bonus surprise, for free, that's mine and my business partner's course. It's a $5,000 course. I'm giving it away to you guys for free today. There's no credit card, no information that you guys need to capture. You literally just consume the course and do this, all right? It's free. I'm trying to over deliver here for Brad. So I have no upsell, by the way. I'm a business coach for personal trainers, so sorry. I'm not gonna help you beyond this. But you guys can do this for free, okay? F-R-E-E, free. Don't share this out. I'm gonna look at you guys' email lists. And if you're in this room, cool, you can have it. If you send it to your friend, I'm taking them off. And I just wanted to give you guys a brief little tutorial of what's in here. Just press the play button.
I wanted to briefly show you guys around Content Mastery so you know exactly what's inside the portal. Again, I don't really have anything to sell you, so don't try to buy anything off me because I'm a business coach for personal trainers. So I can't help you. But me and my business partner, Cole Lewis DeSilva on Instagram, he's got 350,000 on Instagram. He's got 1.7 million on TikTok. He's crushing it. We put our brains together and we put together this Content Mastery course in terms of like how to go viral and also how to get clients from your content. So this is, it's really, really deep. We go into your why start, your purpose, your content, deep dive on your avatar, 7 levels of leads. So basically some lead gen shit, the master avatar sheet, reels, written, carousel, live streams, all of it. Like everything you guys need in terms of getting everything set up. I've also got some video scripts that you guys can use as a template. We also go into Instagram stories, how to sell with Instagram stories, the ideal content schedule to make money. This is like very in-depth, like we're talking about rules of lighting, different camera settings and quality, how to film and edit your talking videos, everything you guys need, okay? Everything you guys need is in this course, is in this portal. We designed this course so that it could be universally applicable to everybody in terms of like your application. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you want to go viral and sign clients from social media, this is it, bro. It's the best course on the internet right now for content, I guarantee it.
Boom, that's all I got. That's the end of my presentation.